Hey guys!
Hey!
Welcome back to our channel.
It's Kai.
Alright guys!
Hey!
Welcome back to our channel. It's Kai.
And Candy.
And today we want to talk about our arguments that we have.
Yeah.
Because in any relationship, it's never just peaches and cream. Like, I don't care who you are. You have disagreements, you have arguments, and we just want to talk about some of the ways we deal with our arguments with each other and how we handle them and handle them and get past them.
Yes.
So
I would say the biggest thing that we do, right, and the biggest, I guess, tip, because, I always like to have tips, is we do not let arguments prolong. Meaning, we always try to talk about it caps like maybe 24 hours. Yeah. I have heard of couples like not speaking to each other for days about something.
Yeah, that's not okay.
We have never, ever, ever, ever done that. We just always try to come to some type of resolve as quick as we possibly can.
Right. I mean, within reason, because of course, when you're in an argument with somebody and you want your feelings to be heard and they want their feelings to be heard, and sometimes you got to give each other a little bit of space, because sometimes you just need time to think about, what you argued about. Is it worth arguing over? Is it something that you could just let go of and move on and move past it? Obviously if it's over something small, like, let's just say food or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's a small argument. Why let that get to you? That's something that you can just let go of. Okay, maybe the bathroom is not as clean as you want it to be or something like that. That's another small argument, I feel. It's something that you can talk about easily. But, the harder things and the bigger things in life that you have to talk about and get past, sometimes you have to walk away from each other. And you have to, take some time and just think, what did this person say that might have offended me, and what did I say that might have offended that person? And, and then you can come back later after you have thought about all those things and say, okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah, definitely. And then another thing that I think is to try not to go to bed angry, like, actually making it a thing where you can at least come to some type of, again, common resolve when it's time to go to bed, and not sleeping in separate spaces if that's not what you're used to. So somebody sleeping out on the couch, or somebody leaving the place to sleep in another place like that. I understand that sometimes things can get really heated, and that may be the best thing that needs to happen. But if you can avoid it, then try to avoid it.
Yeah, try to have that conversation. Like, most of the time what happens with us is once we argue about something, let's just say it is big. We'll get in the bed and she'll say, come here. Come hold me like you always do, and what am I going to say? No, just because I'm upset over something small that I can get past. So, what we do? We cut it a night away. The next morning we talk about it and we get past it.
Yes. And then I would say knowing when you need to walk away, to not say or do something that you're going to regret soon. So I know for me, I had to really work on my anger, work on my temperament, because it would result in me just saying things really below the belt, actions that I did not like. So one thing that we came to a conclusion with is that sometimes I needed that space or that time to kind of just,
Calm down.
Go and walk off and like literally like leave and just go walk. This was different for Kai because it's not how she chooses to do argument. She really wants to try to like work it out as much as possible and as soon as possible. But sometimes I know that if I'm just in a space of anger and I'm up here, whatever it is that anyone is saying to me in the argument, I'm just not going to receive it at all. So I have to get to a point where I can receive it so that we can move past it in a healthy type of way.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say it has been times that I was very angry to that point. And normally what I do if I get that angry, in arguments with her is I will get into my shell and I will just not say anything, and I'm just full in my head, just thinking about everything. And, when I go to myself, because I'm naturally a clingy type person, being a Cancer, we love people, we love family, we love gatherings, that's just who we are, so if I get in my shell, then she can then see, she is really upset because I don't get upset like that. So then she'll say, come on, let's talk about it. And I might still not be ready to talk about it. So then I had to, learn to appreciate the time to myself as well. And I learned that from her, just to think about a situation and not allow it to blow up and things like that.
Yeah. Another thing I would say is to try to avoid involving your friends and your family members, because the thing about it is you're going to be able to most of the time going to be able to get over something that they will not be able to get over. Because think about it. When you call your mama, your daddy, your best friend or whatever, you angry, you're trying to prove your point, you're saying what happened, you adding things to what happened, you are just on this high level of elevation, and you are trying to make the other person look like they are as bad as can be, that they are wrong and you are right. And when you do that, your family naturally wants to side with you.
Right.
The problem comes when you are ready to forgive this person and move on with life, and you have your family and your friends not ready to move on.
Right.
Because you have to think about it from their perspective as well. If my sisters call me and they're crying and they're yelling and they're upset and someone has done this to them,
right,
I don't have a good rapport with you anymore.
Right.
So, I feel like now you have to prove something to me, and you shouldn't be having to prove anything to nobody, sister, mama, brother, anything like that.
Right.
But if you put your family and friend in business like that, that is what can happen. And with friends, I must say, you have to be especially careful as well, because that's just things and tidbits of information that people can use
against you
and try to hold against you at a later date if y'all fall out or something like that. I know when things are all good and gravy, you look at that person like, this is my friend, but you have to think about what could happen and what could they say when they not your friend.
Right, because anything can happen.
Exactly. So be very selective about who you tell your business to.
Yeah.
Have one person, I would say, though.
Yeah, at least one person. Everybody needs that one person to vent to. Somebody that, you don't have to have
I encouraged her to do that, actually.
Yeah, you don't have to, but see, for me, again, like she told you, I'm very private. So, honestly, crazy enough, the one person I talk to about mostly everything is my brother. And it's just him and I. So, we always had a tight relationship, and sometimes she can tell you, we talk about things that, she would be like, wow, I would never talk to my brother about this. But so I think he knows the most information, and he loves her to death. So regardless of what we're going through, he always had positive words, and like, y'all will work it out or whatever the case may be. So he calls both his sisters. So, that's like my one person. But you have to have somebody, to just vent to. That's not going to give you bad advice. Maybe they're just a good listener, somebody that you can just get everything out on the table and feel good about the fact that you can tell this person and they are going to keep your secrets, because that's what it is.
Right. And I had to tell Kai this, especially like for me, because it's hard when you have a girlfriend to also look at her as a girlfriend, like one of your girlfriends.
Right.
But the issue lies in the fact that I can't come to Kai and vent to her about her. It's just not going to work. So I need to have an actual girlfriend that I can go to and vent to and say, this to, and then she can maybe come back and say, oh, okay, I see how you could have felt that way. Or, girl, you the one tripping. You need to have that. You really do need to, I stress this a lot, have friends, have outside friends, have
Right.
people you can talk to and call and just even get together for a lunch or something like that.
Or check on you, you know, see how you're doing.
And it's not to bash your mate, but it's just to you gotta let it go. You sometimes gotta get different people's perspectives.
Yep.
Just like people might come to you and they want your perspective, it's the same way. None of us know it all. We don't have every single answer.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to have someone else help us through the process helps us through the process.
Yeah. So definitely, if you are giving advice to your friends, give them good advice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't be a hater, don't be jealous. Just give a good girlfriend some good advice, and you know, try to remember to keep each other's secrets, because we messed up somewhere along the way. But you know, let's get it back together. Let's start keeping each other's secrets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's have each other's back as
even
women,
when you're not
you know?
friends no more.
Yeah, even when you're not friends no
Let
more.
them secrets die with the friendship.
Right, it's not your business to tell. So, you know, keep it to yourself. Don't be that type of person. And, you know, I challenge y'all to just be a better friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be a better supporter of women, all women, you know, because I just saw, growing up, I saw unity in women. Now, I don't know what I see.
Right. Yep. So that's all we have to say about how we handle arguments and some tips on how you can handle arguments.
Mm-hmm.
Comment below and let us know, though, what do you personally do in your relationships to handle arguments. Mm-hmm. And also remember to
like, comment, and subscribe.
And share if you really love this video. We will see y'all in the next video.
Bye.